Hello everybody, I'm Jack and welcome to WightWanderer, or what is more like WightWobbler, because today, the day of filming, is in fact 2 days after Walk the Wight, and as you know, if you saw that video, my feet took a bit of a beating. It was a great walk though. Thank you so much to everyone who donated to our fundraiser for Mountbatten Hospice. Today though, luckily I don't have much walking to do, because I'm currently at Smallbrook Junction on the Isle of Wight Steam Railway waiting for my train, which has just turned up. I'm now going to hop on this train and head down the line to Ashey. Now Ashey has been in the local spotlight quite a bit recently. Fundamentally because on the 17th of April the station was bought by the Isle of Wight Steam Railway, after years of negotiations. On my last visit soon after the purchase, I interviewed Mark Morgan Hughes, the chief executive of the railway, to ask directly about upcoming plans for the station. Today, I'm returning to meet Mark once again, for a closer look at the railway's important new asset. Now if you haven't seen the original video I did on Ashey about a month ago, then there is a reason why this is a big deal for the railway. The Heritage Line was reinstated through here in about 1991, and the halt itself was reinstated in 1994. This halt though was actually built in the 1960s by British Railways. The original station building, which dates back to 1875, has remained in private ownership ever since the line was originally torn up. Owning the original station building then allows the railway not only to restore the site, but also to bring Ashey back in line with the 1920s Southern theme, which is characteristic of the Heritage Line. Upon arrival, I bumped into a few fellow volunteers, hard at work on the fence line, thought to be the original, dating back to the early days of the station. A little while later, Mark arrived to show me around their new purchase.
So this is all of a sudden, this is 1980-ish, early 80s. This extension went off, and all we did was just took one lean-to room off the back of it.
Right, okay.
So we've got one to put back on.
Certainly the back extension appeared to be in good condition. But naturally, it was the historical part of the building that I was looking forward to seeing.
This, I think, was all the public, was the operational space.
Yes, okay.
But I think that was the sort of public space. So I think here, this was part of the accommodation in the middle.
Has this been knocked through since then?
I think so, yeah.
It has been, okay. So this would have been probably just a door or something?
So I don't think this was a waiting room.
Okay.
It was probably railway operational, so it was probably the back office of that. And
Yeah.
The stairs didn't come into here. The stairs at the bottom used to go the other way into the back room. This was the waiting room, so I think it had a window, a door and a window. I think from that line there, this side, we will restore to operational use.
Right. Partially kind of museum, partially a waiting room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fireplaces everywhere. So we've got false ceiling in here, which come out.
Yes.
I think that was the ladies' toilet actually.
That was the original ladies' toilet?
Yeah. So this would have been the ladies' room, a bit like Haven Street.
Yeah.
That would have been the waiting room. This is the signal box.
Yes. This is a very interesting bit.
So the signal line could go straight out. We've got all the pictures of that door, so we know where that came from.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is this where, because there would have been
The whole would have gone out,
yeah.
and it's still there, yeah.
Oh, I see, yeah, okay. Are you initially thinking of putting in props as a signal box, or are you going to put the ones that are functional?
I think it very much depends whether we will literally leave this ready for when it
may happen, hopefully, fingers crossed.
And obviously, we're very careful about managing people's expectations.
Yes.
You know, there are people who want next Wednesday to be putting levers
Yeah,
and signals.
this is the thing, you've got to be realistic, haven't you? Because it all comes down to money in the end.
Yeah, but this end of the building, so it's actually quite a useful sort of layout in the sense that this end will get restored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, whether we put some props in here or whether we literally just get everything else ready, but it is just the signal box. And to be honest, what we're more likely to do is have some interpretation and displays that aren't trying necessarily to put it back with the lever frame.
Yes, or once the passing loop is viable.
It's just really a research phase, the first one. It's to actually find out what's under all these wooden line walls.
Is there not any plans then of the original building, or is there?
We haven't found one yet.
Haven't found one yet, because it's very similar to
Whipping. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we know from photographs roughly what won't wear outside everywhere now.
Right.
At some point, we're going to take a room in here and just put all the photos up.
Yes.
By year, and then go, right, there's 1926. We know that was there then and was there then, so we know that was there in 1926, insides, outsides. So that's probably the next 6 months, is to do that bit of research work.
Right.
Inside, outside, every single element of it. We've got everything stripped back off it so we can see everything. And whenever we strip back, we find things. So you find like the beveled edge on the bricks where the door obviously went and stuff.
Really, for this station then, 25, 26 was when grouping actually arrived.
So grouping arrived, and just before they took the loop out, of course.
Yes.
So we've got this very narrow. Yeah, so we've actually now found that 23 to 26 is actually 25 to 26.
Yeah.
You've got to find as much as we can.
Yeah.
And you've got to cross-reference everything, haven't you? So
yeah,
pretty much rule stuff out.
Because you know there's someone will turn up and go, hang on, that's not in the right place.
Well, that's someone clicks the picture that we were missing just after we finished.
Just turn it. This picture.
Yeah.
After leaving the signal box area, we went upstairs, counting the incredible amount of fireplaces the building once had. Apparently, no fewer than 9.
So the stairs would have come up from that back room.
Yes, so they've been turned around.
Yeah.
We've originally gone through there, where the radiator is.
So this one again, fireplace there. Fireplace on the other side. That wouldn't have been there.
Okay.
These two are stunning. So at the minute you just look at it, that's nice view. But actually, the shelter on the down platform is literally there.
Okay.
So the railway line was here, and obviously that hedge was the railway line in the other direction.
Yes.
When we clear this, you just see the
railway coming right
down.
down.
The whole thing coming down. So this was originally a sash window.
Okay.
But that's that view across. So you'd be able to watch the races from here, because if you've seen those photos of the races, that hedge line isn't it's at fence level, isn't it?
Yes. So
you would have literally watched the races. The races would have been right there. The siding would have come back into there, and that's that siding route. They parked a row of coaches up there, didn't they? But they also put them in the siding here, and you could actually stand there and watch the races right down in the field. That hedge is actually where the running line would have been.
Okay.
So the platform would have gone to virtually this side of the hedge.
Yeah, because just behind that you've got the running line at the moment, which would be the original.
Yeah. So the hedge is effectively in the running line.
And you've got a loft up there as well.
Yeah. I think that is the original ceiling in here and that room actually.
We then headed back down the stairs to the main central area of the building.
We take it off, we're going to go back to the bricks.
Yes.
So this had a big sliding wooden door there, I think. And apparently we used to keep the horses in here when they were taken on and off by train as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Blimey.
And then in here, so it was split into two. But in here was the other end of it. I'm told there was an opening door there. The windows didn't exist.
Basically, the little bits that have changed.
Yeah.
You know,
it's easy to put back.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not. No, it hasn't been
tampered with too much.
It's been tinkered with at the front. So you know, we've got a few windows to put back in, a few doors to put back in. But fundamentally, the actual shell of the building well, it hasn't changed. The only bit that's actually been changed is on the back. Structurally sound, there's an awful lot we've got to do to it. You know, the whole roof needs to come off, all the windows need to come out, we need to put windows and doors back.
Yeah.
Things. So actually, we'll take it back to the shell, we'll repoint everything, so it's a unique opportunity actually to refurbish the whole thing from top to bottom, if you know what I mean.
After saying my thanks to Mark for showing me around, I wandered back up the front to see how the volunteers were getting on. I've been in the house for about, how long was I gone? About 45 minutes?
Good 45 minutes.
Good 45 minutes, and these guys have already uncovered this amount of the original fencing. The hard work that these people put in really does make all the difference. Ensuring that the line stays safe, functioning, and above all, a gleaming gem in the world of railway heritage. A massive thank you then to Mark for coming out and showing me around Ashey Station building. It's been very interesting indeed. If you would like to help the railway towards the station itself, there is a donation page on the website. It'd be lovely to see the building back the way it was in 1926, although there is a lot of work to do. In the meantime though, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. I'm going to go and rest my feet.